we covered data model, right?
Yes.
We covered levels, series groups, right?
Yes. Yes.
Indexes will not see. Okay, we'll basically check update log. Group expression will never use, but I can try to can tell you that. But we'll cover what you call this group uh, update logs. We'll check configure methods, very important. Okay, this and
Okay.
last two topics are very important. Okay,
Okay.
we'll cover that later. I'm just telling you what are the pending topics. Okay, so we
Okay.
covered fo- engine. We have not covered the tree. We'll cover this when I go to the forecast generation.
Okay.
Basically, we have not touched that engine. Okay, we had discussed the system parameters, right?
Yes.
So we have not touched anything over here, right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
we have not touched anything here, and we have
Yes.
not touched anything here. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
right. So now today we'll go to the concepts what you have in the tools.
Okay.
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 See in this from our technical or functional point of view,
Yes.
integration interface is very important.
Integration. Okay.
Okay, this we use on regular basis for this what you call importing and exporting data.
Okay.
Okay, more like remaining more like what you call DBA kind of activities. Okay, for example, I will not use these two, but recompile is something. When you click on recompile, right, what it will do is it will try to recompile all your database objects.
Okay.
Okay, see it's not started. If I click on compile, right, so
Yes.
whatever your procedures packages which are defined in Demantra, that gets compiled. See,
Okay.
it's all compiling all your objects. If it finds any invalid objects, it will throw. Then we have to fix it. Okay, generally standard package will not go into error. Okay,
Okay.
unless until you disturb something. Okay, so generally this activity is not required. Okay, we never do this, but just for you, for your knowledge, I'm showing this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why we do this activity?
No, generally we don't do this recompile. Okay, we never
Okay.
do this, just for your knowledge purpose and showing, because recompile is done. See, whenever you run any standard procedure, right,
Yes.
automatically it recompiles itself whenever you are running it. Okay, no need to
Okay.
explicitly compile it. But see, whenever you are doing some any changes to the data model, right, those kind of time you do this rebuild, recompile. Okay,
Okay.
but
It will compile the custom package also, right?
everything it will do everything. See, no errors found. Okay,
Okay.
that's about the compile. So database is important. Okay, see database generally when we use it is, for example, uh, let's go to data model back. Okay, now for example, I want to add one more level here,
Okay.
right? For example, so let's not take this one, let's take an easy one, better to understand. So now this item level, next is my what brand, it's brand or segment. So it's my product subgroup, and then followed by what you have here, you have product group, right, and followed by product line, correct?
What?
So
Yes.
basically if you want to add any other hierarchy here, right, what you do is you go, because you need to have database column type to map it. So you go here and do the alter table. So where you select, what you do is, for example, if you want to add a column to the item tmpl table, right,
Okay.
see right now these are all the columns which are existing in the item tmpl table. Okay,
Okay.
if you want to add any column, you can add a column here. Okay, so after adding a new column here, you can map this column in the data model option, because
Mm.
always you have to map a new level to a new column, right? So
Yes.
that generally you do it here after creating a database column here. Generally create here. Okay. uh, this what how we use it, but generally this won't done regularly unless until you create a new custom level. Okay. Just for your knowledge purpose, I'm just going through this topic because this is taken care by the people who do the implementation setup. Okay.
Okay.
As a starting activity. Okay. But if you want to do it, we can do it, but not now, because if something goes wrong, system will get disturbed. I'll do just make a note of that. After generating a focus, we'll try to create a new level. Okay. Just make a note of that point. Okay. See,
Okay.
whatever I'm saying later point of time, just note it down. So even if miss it, you can recall me. You can remind me. I can explain those topics. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, this is about the database. Okay. Ignore is create and create partitions. We never use this. Most of the time you use the alter table only if you want to use it. That's too only when you want to create any database column in a staging tables. Okay.
Okay.
Then coming to the import file. So import file, import integration are both in the same, but there's a slight difference. This 99% we won't is, but I'll explain what is import profile. But we in detail we'll talk about the integration interface. Okay. Import profile, right? So basically import profile is nothing but it is similar to the import integration only. Okay. Here in import profile you try to bring the data using a flat file. Okay, using a text file. So this is never used in most of the clients. Let's go to the main one. This is a main important one which you have to know, because this is a generally used approach when you work any implementation or support projects. Okay. So
Okay.
now when you talk about the import integrations or integration interfaces, so there are two types of integration interface. One is export, one is import.
Okay.
Okay. Now let's talk about the import integration. Okay. So what actually import integration is? Now for example, if I
What
go
is
to,
CTO? What is
sorry,
CTO?
this
What is
configure to
CTO?
order, configure to order.
Configure. Okay.
Yeah, it's a different it's again additional concept in demand management where you have the bomb and all the stuff. Okay.
Even it is showing at level hierarchy also, right?
It will show right here, right? You're saying
Yes, levels.
yes, yes, it will
Configure.
show. See to it will show. Yes, here it will show.
So sorry, series. Level.
See CTO levels.
CTO level.
You see the promotion also PTP here, right?
Okay, PTP. Okay.
Yeah,
But
everything it is.
PTP is a different module, no?
Yeah,
It is so.
because this is our demo, right? We install everything, right? It will come. See,
Okay,
everything would be
okay,
okay.
okay,
Yeah,
okay, got it.
right. Let's go to integration interfaces.
Okay.
So now let's assume we have two types of integration types. Okay, one is import integration, other one is export integration. Okay,
Okay.
first we'll talk about the import integration. Okay, then we'll talk about the export.
Okay.
Now tell me what you understand with the name import. Import is something, but you are trying to get something,
Data.
right? For
Yeah.
right. So in general, when you are trying to collect the data, you maximum you try to collect the data from the EBS, like your sales
Yes.
history, your price, everything, right?
Yes.
But in some scenarios, in some not some scenarios, most of the scenarios, client will be having different integrated system. They not only use the Oracle, they may use some different applications as well. Okay,
Yes.
or the simple examples could be to import integration, right? You have sales team, okay,
Yes.
then you have marketing team, and you have what you call demand planning team.
Good.
Now see, demand planning team, where they do the forecast overrides, they do directly in the system. They have that flexibility, right?
Yes.
Based on
So,
that.
in
forecast
the
generated
yes,
system. Okay. Now, generally, these are the two teams who interact with the customers on a regular basis, right?
yes,
They go to the customer, they identify what they need, they get the requirements. There's nothing but your forecast, right? If I go to some supermarket as a salesperson,
yes,
if I'm selling certain brand, I'll check in the supermarket whether all my brands are like well available in the supermarket, or is they maintaining stock or not. If the stock is not they if the stock is able to stock out, I'll check with the supermarket team guys like how much stock they want, right? So that I
yes,
can deliver them in time so that they can maintain the stock in the supermarket, right? So what generally sales team do is they go and collect the information what the customer needs in future, correct?
yes.
That what you call it, customer forecast, correct?
Okay.
And apart from that, marketing team, what they do, marketing team, they go and try to get capture the new market, right? They try to identify the new customers,
What are
right?
the customer needs, right?
I would say customer needs as well as new customers also, right? Like for example, certain customer, for example, they are using what you call SAP application, for example, right?
Okay,
If you talk about the big scenarios, if a particular customer, certain customer is using SAP, what's the main aim of the Oracle marketing team? First, they have to get in touch with the existing customers who are already using the Oracle, so that they can maintain a good rapport, and they make sure that customer use the Oracle application, right? At the same time, they have to identify new customers. Like new customers, they might be customers who are using SAP or some other application. Try to get a in, go to those customers and try to explain those customers how Oracle is better than SAP, and try to convert them from SAP to Oracle,
okay,
right? That's the
yes,
one scenario. Or there could be a customer where their customer is not using any, they are not using any ERP application, and try to explain or bring those customers as a Oracle customers, right?
okay,
So these you call it lead, right? Lead opportunities or open opportunities or new opportunities, right? So in these cases, now whatever the data, they collect the customer forecast from the existing customers what they need, and whatever the new opportunities, new market they are trying to capture, right? These two is not available in any ERP application, that comes as a manual, right? Because generally what they do, sales team, they maintain the like notepads, they gather information and they enter the data in the Excel sheet, something like that, right? So this is outside data which is not there in the application. So this kind of information you want to load it to Demantra, right? So those kind of information you can load using the import integration.
okay.
Okay, so how we do that? For example, let's this is the best example you see in most of the cases. Okay, customer focus. Generally, what I do, I go to a customer. Like for example, I have item is there, customer is there. Okay, and quantity, right? Some is one item. Uh, Customer is XYZ customer. I have 10 quantity, and so customer expecting this so and so date.
Mm.
Okay. Similarly, they could be other customers also. Okay. Okay, so now how you get this information? Because here you have only few records you can manually enter by making a series as a editable series. But
Mm.
in general, in real-time scenario, you may have lot many records, right? Thousands of records, right? So for that case, you can use the import integration option. Okay. So the way you define import integration is first you have to identify the what are the inputs required to create a import profile. Correct. Prerequisites
Yes.
to create a
I think it's not working. We are writing something.
uh,
Okay. No.
sorry.
Actually, it was not visible to me. That's why I'm asking.
Are you able to see now?
Yeah, I can see now.
Okay. Now, what are the things required for you to import the data? First, you need to understand what kind of data you are trying to bring what kind of data you are trying to bring it to the system, right? Identify the data, right? So, as example, we consider example customer forecast, right? Now, when you are trying to bring a data to the customer forecast to the system, so whenever you want to load data to a Demantra, it should have some mapping series or a database column to which you have to load the data. So then you have to identify the series. Then you have to identify to which series you are planning to load data or import data, right? These
Yes.
are the first two steps. And then the most important part is at what level you are trying to bring the data, right? At what level? As above example, are you trying to bring it item, customer, org, or only at item org level? How you are trying to bring the data, like how you want to bring it, like you want to bring item, customer, quantity, or item or quantity, that you have to decide. Okay, so these are the three important points. Apart from that, for which time period you are trying to bring the data. Any questions here?
No.
Okay, so these are the important points you have to remember when you are building a import integration profile. Okay,
Okay.
let's go to in series. Okay, so first I have to uh, prerequisites. What are the prerequisites? First I have to identify the data. Okay, okay, I'm trying to load the customer forecast. Then I identify the series. Now to load the customer forecast, let's see, do you have a customer forecast series, right? I'll
Mm.
go to the configuration series. So I don't have any series. I think if I have, I use that. Otherwise I'll create a new one.
I
No,
can
I don't.
create the database column through backend also, no? Then we can map to the series.
No, generally you should not create from backend in Demantra. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
manually should not create. Okay,
Mm.
so I'll create a customer focus series. Okay,
Mm.
that since I want to import the data, so it has to store the data somewhere in the database, right? So then I have to create a database column for customer focus, right? Click OK. So when you click OK, it will create a database column in the sales data table, right? So I want to make it proportional because I'm importing it, right? I'll make proportional to history series now because I don't have any forecast for time being. Okay. Now
Mm.
what I do, go next. Here you change the expression, right? Because I'm trying to load the customer forecast, right? So let's see what actually the column name is. XX it would start with.
Mm,
XX customer forecast. Okay, I'll try to validate it.
customer.
Okay. Click OK. Next is assigned to the user. Save it.
Okay.
So first step is I'm trying to create a series to import customer forecast from a flat file or different. I'll tell you in general how they in real time. But first step is to create a series.
Okay. Through Excel they can import.
Yes, I'll show you that also. Okay.
Okay.
But generally we never do that. Okay. So Excel import is a different option. Okay. That's from the worksheet I'll show you. But that's not here. Okay. It will take some time to save it. Okay.
Yesterday, Rama was telling me uh,
Hmm.
you have to apply some patches, then it will work.
Which one?
Your uh, engine.
No, no,
Then
no.
it
Okay. No, okay. You're not applied in. See, basically, these configurations right bit tricky. There are a lot of parameters set. See, for me also, it's not working through workflow. Okay, I'm
yes,
also running from the starter. Okay, some configuration issue. So since we need only for the testing purpose, right, learning purpose,
yes,
that
yes,
is okay. Running from the workflow or from the batch is one and the same. Okay, there's not much difference. Okay.
yes. Engine should work.
So
Yes.
I am closing this. I'll restart my server. Okay. Let
Okay.
this open. It should be okay. Where is that? Let me open the worksheet. Whether we are able to see that series or not. See, this kind of problems you'll not get in the customer environment. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. See, these are the demo applications.
Sometimes application is down, then it is not working. Then
Client one
yeah, collide one.
production is going down.
No
Which
production, only UAT environment.
you okay. Which client you mentioned?
Scotia Gas Network,
Okay.
SGN.
US client.
Sorry,
US client.
US, UK.
You guys. So you are from 11 to 9 shift. Huh?
11, yeah, 1 to 10. But I'm
Yeah.
working from 11 to 8.
Yeah, generally, yeah, they go for 11 to 8 or 12 to 10
No, no,
or 3.
my whole team is working from 1 to 10. But I'm only working from 11 to 8.
Okay, okay.
Because I'm monitoring some interfaces before the
So
business
you're
hours.
supporting Demantra module, Demantra application
No,
only,
no,
right?
actually, I'm not working on Demantra. That is the issue. I'm in EBS technical.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right. So it's started. Let's see.
Mm.
Okay. Customer focus we have here. Now, if you add it, it will not see anything data, any data here, right?
Yes.
Because we are not loaded anything to it. Nothing is there. Okay. Now let's create an import profile. Okay. Now we have the This is done. Identify a series. This is done. Created. Correct.
Mm.
Created a series. But in your case, like if you already implemented, uh, series should be already available. But if you're doing a fresh integration interface, you have to create a series. Okay,
Mm.
this is
Okay.
done. Now next is identify the data. So you're loading to the customer forecast. Now you mentioned how you load the data. So I'll show you. Go to integration interfaces, right?
Okay.
So whenever you want to create a new integration interface, click on the new integration interface icon. Okay,
Okay.
click OK. Let me give XX demo import data. Next, so this is the important one. Okay, once you create here, you have to create the data folder. First is integration name. Within that, you have to create a data profile, which where you will specify to which series you are trying to bring the data, at what level you are trying to bring the data. Okay, just double click on this.
And what about a new level profile?
New level, I never used
Okay.
Abhishek. So generally we never used. I never used it. Okay. Mm,
Okay.
so XX import customer forecast. Okay, this is your profile name, using which you are going to import the customer forecast. Okay,
Okay.
now here the few important parameters you have to check. So always select the code only. Okay, what is the description in the code, what actually it stands for? Okay, when you query the TP item table, you have this description and code, right? So
Yes.
always make sure you select the code only, because code would be a what you call single word kind of naming convention. Always description may have some special characters, some spaces, it would be big length description. So using description sometimes you may face error. So 99 to 100% we always use the code only.
A code is a unique value, no?
Exact description,
Yeah.
yeah. See, that's one thing. Description also be unique value most of the cases. The
Okay.
mainly we avoid is because it may have some special characters. Description of an item could be more characters, right? To avoid
Mm.
all those stuff, we go for code only.
Okay. Item code.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, correct. Item code, organization code, whatever. Like whichever you are
Mm.
selecting, you should always go in a code only. Now,
Okay.
integration types of three types. Okay, so you should never use import and profile together. They have given option, but we should never use, and we never use also. So if you
Okay.
ignore it, you have two things: import and export. Right now we are talking about the import. So click on import. When you're saying import, right, so you're saying you are trying to bring the data from the flat file or through a table, etc., right? So when you create import, it will try to ask you create a worksheet. Don't create it, because for every integration it will try to create a worksheet, okay, which is not required for us. It will ask you to, or you want to load it through a file. No, you are not, you don't want to load through a file. Okay, you want to create a workflow. No, why we are unchecking, I'll show you. I want to create a worksheet manually. I want to create a workflow manually. For this, import integration. Import file is a different concept. We'll go through that later point of time, but for timing you can ignore it. Okay, because generally we don't use it, but if time permits I'll go through this topic also. But 99% of the cases use the concept of without importing from a file, through the staging tables only. Okay, so here you have to remember your profile name is important, and the description you can give any description. Okay, then code and import, right? Uncheck everything here. Go next. So now the point is to which measure you want, or to which series you want to load the data, right? Go and
Mm.
select customer forecast.
Yeah, which we have created. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. See the important thing, right? There's something import not enabled. See, for view not available for import.
Why?
Okay, I'll tell you why this is. Okay, after closing the screen, I'll show why. For all series it's not enabled, only for a few series it's enabled. Okay, after creating this I'll show you. Okay, so we are selecting a customer. So once you select, you tick mark this. Okay, go next. Go next. This is the main window. Okay, here you have to mention the time period from which date to which date you want to collect the data, right? It will give you different options. You want to load weekly or you want to load lowest level, etc. For time being, select the weekly only because it's a weekly system. And this is important parameter here: fixed and relative. So fixed means whatever you dates you select here, every time you have to load the data only for that specific range of dates. Like for example, if I give the date something like this,
Mm.
okay, whenever I load a data, whenever I'm planning to load a data to the customer forecast, the dates should always fall between 16th of May to 21st of July 2025. If you are going to give the dates before and after this range, the records will fail.
Okay.
Okay, but in real scenario,
If we are in a monthly system, then
it will show monthly. It
okay,
won't show weekly. It will show first of every month.
okay,
Okay.
okay,
Maybe if time permits, this weekend I'll try to change my system to monthly because yours is
yes,
weekly, right? I'll try to
yes,
make this month time permits. Okay.
yes,
So, so if you are going a fixed bucket, always system will accept the dates or the data which are loading between these two dates, from date and until date. If you are
okay,
giving any data before from date or after until date, that records will fail to load. Okay. But in general, in real time scenario, right? Always you tend to change the dates, right? Because you are moving, right? If you always you try to get a feature buckets, right? Most of the
yes,
times. In that case, what you have to give the relative date. Okay, so relative date is nothing but it will automatically change the dates when you move on. Like for example, today is May 12th,
mm,
right? When I say May 12th, my week is starting is 12th. So even though I'm on 16th, my week is starting in 12th. So my first week is 12th of May. Okay.
yes,
Adding 10 months to it, it will go 10 weeks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
okay.
8,
10
9,
is a 10 months. Okay,
10 weeks. Okay. So
10 weeks.
that will go future. Okay.
Okay,
Now, if you move to the next month, right, July, or like for example, I'll move on to next week since I'm in a weekly bucket, right? When I move on to 19th, right? So let's count these weeks. Are 10 weeks are 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, within
yes,
this range. Okay. So if I move to next week, right, for example, if I move to 19th, for example, so this date automatically changes to 19th, and this will change to 1 week ahead. It will go to 28th of July. So
yes,
automatically it will change the dates if you go into relative. So if your Demantra access, go and check in your application. 99% of the import profiles will have relative option. It will not have the fixed. Fixed we never use it. Rarely we use it, but 99% you go with the relative only.
mm, okay,
Okay. So I'll give the previous buckets because I have history data only. Okay. Now let's move next. Now as I
we
mentioned, you're
we are importing the data, no? So why we
correct.
are giving these parameters?
Which one? This one?
These parameters, yeah, time filter.
See, when you are importing, see, always you load the data to a series against the time period, right?
Yes,
So you have to mention to the system, right? For which time period you are going to load the data.
yes, yes.
So that's the reason.
Okay, okay, okay.
Okay, next. Now the next point is at what level you want to generate a forecast. right? Or sorry, at what level you want to load a forecast. What I'll do is I'll select item, okay, and I select org level. So whenever I'm trying to load the data, so whatever the data I'm trying to load it, it should be always at item org this way, item org quantity and date. So I should get these details because I am doing it at item org level. For example, if I am doing it item org customer level, my file should be this way or the data should be this way,
Mm.
item org and customer. So whatever the levels you select here, those levels information you have to provide in the file or the table which you are trying to import. Okay. So I'm doing it item log level. I'm doing this concept. Okay. Go next. Right. This is a filter. Okay. See, filter basically why you use it. For example, you have 5 organizations in your system, but you want to
Okay.
import the data only for specific org. Okay. For example, in this case, I'm getting in the file I'm getting data for two orgs. Right.
Okay.
Customer is given a two orgs, but I want to load only for XYZ org. Right. What I can do is I can put a filter here. See, I have M1 and M2 org, right? I'll make this M1, M1, M2, M1. Okay. So if I want to load only M1 profile, right, just I'll select M1. So what happens? Even though you are loading a data for two orgs, it will only pick the data for M1. It will ignore the M2 records.
Okay.
Okay. That's about the filter. I'm removing it. When you test it, you can test that. Okay. And give me the
Yeah.
scenario. And exceptions you can ignore it. Exceptions is like simple. I'll tell you that also why to ignore it. Mm, so this is my quantity, right? For customer quantity, like user has given some 5 quantity, some 2 quantity, but I want to load only the quantity greater than 10 for M1, for example, right?
Okay.
So here you can add the I can add that condition. Okay, load only greater than 20 or 10. So when you load the file also, it will get only the data greater than that particular value.
Okay.
That is the exception, right?
Mm.
Next, this is important. Insert new combinations. So insert new combination is nothing but this will work only when you are loading a data at item or customer level. Okay. It will not work if you are loading it at item org level. Item org is aggregated level. Okay. Item or customer is the lowest level. So what this means, like for example, if you don't understand, I'll explain one more time. You can ask me. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Let's this example. Now this is my brand new item. Okay.
Okay.
For M1 and for this customer. Okay. So till till today, I don't have any data for this AS2 in my system.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay.
You loaded this item. So I loaded item to Demantra.
But first we load the sales history, no?
No, that's what. Uh,
Okay.
See, there are some cases where you only load item. NPI process, for example, right?
NPA.
New
Okay.
product introduction. We are not discussed the topic, but we'll discuss that. But since you asked, see, there could be some new items, right? Where there is
Okay.
no sales, right? For those items also you want to forecast, right? So in
Yes.
that case, load items. You'll not have any history, right?
Yes.
So that way you can bring items only without history. But you cannot see that item in the worksheet because there is no
Okay.
combination for it. Maybe to show you, I'll show you that. Okay, just give me 2 minutes. Okay. Uh, Now item is already loaded. My org is there. Customer is already there. I want to load 100 quantity of customer forecast. right? Now, since it's the lowest level, correct? So if I check this checkbox, right, insert new combination, system will create a combination and it will load the data. Meaning it will put a record in the MDP matrix, it will create a combination and it will load the data. If you are not checking this checkbox, right, even though item is there, org is there, customer in the system, it will not load this record. If you are not checking this checkbox, you can load the data only for those combinations which are already there in the system.
Okay.
Understood? No, confused.
Mm, okay. Actually, it will not like insert the data, right? For this item.
Huh. Right. So there
Okay.
are two scenarios I'm saying. First is first understand what you have in the system, your item in the system, your org in the system, your customer in the system.
Okay.
But there is no data against these three.
Okay.
Maybe
There no sales history, right?
correct. Meaning you won't see this item in the worksheet.
Okay.
Okay. Even though these details are there in the system, you cannot see this in the worksheet because you don't have a data for this. Now
Okay.
I'm trying to import a customer forecast for this combination. See, generally we call it as a combination, right? For this
Yes.
combination. Since already combination is not there, so combination is not existing in the system, right? So if you
Okay.
want to load a data to this combination, what you have to do is you have to enable this checkbox.
Okay.
Okay, this populate feature is to create a feature record, so you can ignore this one. This is important. Insert new comment. So if you check this checkbox, and if you let me give this, I'll tell you this also. Import. Okay.
And
Now
what is matrix? Okay.
I'll tell you. So if you enable this checkbox, okay, I'll tell you this also. Wait a minute. This if you enable this checkbox, if you don't have a combination, but if you have all the details in the system, it will create a combination. This we are done. This populate forecast origin means if you don't have a already record in the system, right? If you don't have a time bucket in the system, it will create a time bucket and it will insert the data.
Okay.
Whatever time bucket you are trying to insert. Next is matrix proportion actual. Matrix proportion is nothing but based on the purport which you have created, purport values. Okay. So you run the purport, based on the purport values, it will try to insert the data. It will try to purport the data. It will try to split the data. So based on the actual what you have loaded, it will try to purport based on the actuals. Okay, so it's bit difficult to understand this concept. Okay,
Mm,
just you can focus on these. Okay, new combinations and the populate focus origin. Okay, uh,
okay.
then this table is nothing but whatever the data you are trying to feed it, right? You have to populate this table with that particular data. Okay, I'll show you. Just next click on this. So let's make a note of this table.
Mhm.
Click on finish. Now, when you create an import profile, what actually it does is in background, it will create a table. Automatically, it creates a table. Created
Yes.
is date, level, and your XX.
Customer focus. Okay.
Okay, now I'll tell you two important things which we discussed earlier. I told you I'll tell you later. Now, see, first thing I want to tell you is when I created import profile, right? This is the one which created, right?
Yes.
For all the series, it's not there for CSM is not enabled, right? Not for the import. Why
Yes.
it's showing is whichever the series which is not having a database column. Okay, I'll try to find a series which doesn't have a,
Database. Okay.
yeah. A big we check from here only. It's easy, right?
Mm.
10-week lag, okay? Lag measures, all lag measures, right? This
Mm.
one, lag, absolute deviation. 13-week lag, absolute deviation.
Mm. 13 Mm.
See, 13-week lag, absolute deviation. Does it has database column?
Update field in other. Yes.
So whichever series there's no date field column, it will not be eligible for the big import, because to import it has to map to some database column, right? That is the reason it's not applicable.
Mm.
Okay, whichever it has a database column. So if I see 4-week lag, right? 4-week lag, it should be eligible. Okay,
Okay.
see, you see this,
Okay.
eligible. So whichever is not having a database column, it's not eligible. So that's first point we discussed. Now next point is, you see this at access custom forecast. See, your series name is customer forecast. Why is this creating the customer's forecast? See, when you created series, I mentioned you last time, the use of the internal name.
Internal. Yes.
Correct. Where's my customer? Okay, give customer name only, right? Customer forecast. See, your internal name you see here. What is this? Access customer FCST.
Okay.
Access customer FCST. This is a place where it refers to as access customer. So, like for example, if I give you this table name, okay, and I'll ask you what is the series associated to it, right? Okay,
Mm.
how you can find? You can copy this column name,
Mm.
correct? Go to computer underscore fields,
Good.
where
Yeah.
computer name.
You were saying other topics are easy, but I'm not feeling that.
Uh,
You were saying another topics are easy,
uh,
but
no, these are very easy, man. See, since you're hearing for the first time, you may
mm,
get confused bit, but these
mm,
are easy. Okay, that's what I'm asking, right? If you are not computer name only, right?
mm.
X6 only,
Computer.
right? What we can. Then why it's not showing for me? Oh, sorry, sorry, sorry.
Like
Okay, see, this one. Okay, so this
mm,
way you can find the which one. Now, important thing is what is the level 1 and level 2,
mm.
right? So this way it's very difficult to identify, okay, what is level 1 and level 2. Generally, what you have to do is you have to go and check in the this one only, business model. Okay,
Okay.
so it's always it will be same sequential order. Okay, um, see, it will create the same sequence. First is what is item, right? So your level 1 is item, 2 is level org.
Okay.
Okay,
Item.
these correct. So now we created a profile. Now the important thing is how we get the data to this, right?
Okay.
So generally what we use, we use a custom process, custom logic to insert the data. You asked me what technical guys will do this.
Yes.
So use the SQL loader concept. So there's SQL, there are different data load tools, okay, in the market. SQL loader or some other tools. Using that loaders, what they do is whatever the data user provide in Excel or some other file, they import
Okay.
the data to the staging tables, to the technical
Okay.
components. Okay,
And
so
what is the base table? for this staging table.
You tell me.
Mm. Okay, item TMPL. Sales data. Sorry, sales data.
Correct.
Sales and
Exactly.
stock data. Yeah.
Exactly. So we created customer focused in the sales data table. So that
Mm.
goes to a sales data table only, right?
Sales data. Yes.
Right. So let me insert some data, okay, manually.
Okay.
First, I want to check what items have, okay. It has AS 100 and LG, okay. I have an M1, M2, right? ठीक है, M1, M2.
Abhinav.
First, I'll create only for one item, okay.
Okay.
We will see different scenarios.
Sales data.
Let's see what time period we give, okay. March, not Jan to May, right? Jan to
Jan
May.
to,
Okay, fine. Just what we do, Jan to May, right? And I'll give this date. No, not this one. 25, right?
mm,
So what we are checking, making it March 3rd March 2025. Okay. Mm, you there?
yes, yes.
3rd March 2025. What is the item? Ace 100. Okay, one. I'll give some 120 quantity. Okay, let's put only one record for timing. Okay, to make this fast. Okay. Now, data is there now. This is good. I can see the data. Now, how you
Mm,
load this data, right? So,
mm,
for that, you have to create a workflow.
okay.
Okay. So, that's the reason when you're creating import profile, right? It was asking you whether you want to create an import profile, sorry, whether you want to create a workflow or not, right? See here, create a workflow. Okay. I
Okay.
unchecked it, right? Because I want to create my own workflow with my own naming convention. Okay. What I'll do, I go to the workflow section. We'll talk about the workflows in detail later, but for timing,
And
we'll.
I can load through the EP load main
No, no,
also.
no, no. See, EP load main only works for your sales table, item, and location table.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, for this it will not work. Okay,
Okay.
so
Yeah. Yes.
I'll yeah, I'll not tell it. Yeah, I'll just keep on. I'll create the workflow. I'll explain this you later. Okay, what actually that is.
Mhm.
Let's take time. We'll check. We'll load this and we'll stop. Okay, remaining scenarios we'll see tomorrow. Okay.
Okay.
See, whenever you want to import, right?
Mm,
So in this there's something called import profiles.
mm,
Where it is. See, transfer step. Okay, you have to
mm,
double click on this transfer step. So it
okay.
will ask you whether import or export. You're doing import, right? So
Yes.
click on this drop down. You should see your the one which you created. Demo import data, right? Demo
Okay.
import data. Select the data option here. Because you should not select all because within an integration you can have multiple profiles. I'll show you tomorrow. Right now we have only one. Even though if you select all that is okay. But if you have multiple then it's going to be a problem. Always select data and select the specific data profile what you created. Okay. Click OK. Validate it. Save it. Okay.
Okay.
For timing only this one. I'll not tell about this much. We'll see things later. So click on start.
Okay.
That's all. Okay. If it fails, I don't know. It should not fail. Okay. So it's completed. Okay. Now, uh, if I go here, underscore e. See, every import profile we have a error table. Okay, if
Yes.
something goes wrong, you see the error. So nothing is there. So if data got successfully, this table gets cleared off. Means it got loaded. Okay. Now what I can do is I can go ahead and check in the worksheet whether the data is loaded or not. See?
We can check in the cell data table also. No?
Yeah, see, but yeah, we are checking for the worksheet. See, are you getting the data?
Yes. But,
120. So I'm checking the
it's
sales
not
data.
okay. Mm. It should be. Okay. It will do it.
Okay,
Yes.
slow it.
Yes. Yes.
Now what you do is I give try to do the same exercise. There are a lot of the 2 to 3 scenarios which will go tomorrow. We'll go through that. Okay, for time being, a simple scenario. What is the combination you have in the system? Try to create import profile today. Now the
Yes.
important thing is now create an import profile. Where you see the imported profile details, like a created import profile, there should be a table which stores those details, right? There's something called transfer underscore query.
Mm.
So this is a table where you see all the import and export profile details.
Input. Okay.
Okay, this is important table.
Okay.
So apart from this, one more table also. Uh, query underscore series underscore, I think. Okay, so this talks about what are the series attached to the your import or export profile.
Mm.
Okay, you can explore this stuff. Okay, so basically in the transfer step is giving only the name of the transfer step, and here it will give like in the transfer step in the import profile what are the series you used. Okay, you can get this from here. Okay,
But series
here.
maybe not the series ID. Okay, series ID.
So what is that? 1 minute. Huh? This one. So what is the series ID? This one. Okay, this is 1198, right? So
Yes.
I'll query transfer underscore query.
Where is spelling? Where?
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Got it. So this is how
Yes.
you have to query it. Okay.
Okay.
So I'll share this before I forget this sheet with you.
Mm.
So
Mm.
do this test case.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Parameters, system parameters.
Yeah.
When you go to where is that engine, right? That is
Engine.
okay. Uh, you have
That.
to go to the batch here.
Yes.
Okay, I don't know which one you selected. If you go to base, right, base may not
Yeah.
be set up. Set up my so did you select the batch?
No, no, no. It was base selected.
You select batch and check. Okay, base you should not see. Okay,
Okay.
okay,
Maybe
select the batch.
even I selected batch and select history length was not there.
No, no, it should be there. Okay, maybe
Okay.
you can cross check.
I will check one more time.
Yeah,
Maybe.
yeah. Okay.